Under a sky brushed with lavender twilight, where the last rays of the sun painted the clouds in gold, there walked a soldier who had once been the pride of his kingdom. His courage had been tested on battlefields where the air was thick with smoke and the ground trembled with cannon fire. But now the war was over, and peace, so longed for, had arrived. And yet for him, it brought only silence and an empty road. With nothing left but the faded uniform on his back and a worn gun slung over his shoulder, he found himself cast adrift in a world that had no place for him. His brothers turned him away, their voices cold as they shut their doors. "You're of no use now. Go find your own way." He wandered across the golden plains, through forests where crooked trees whispered in the wind, until hunger pressed hard in his belly and loneliness settled heavy on his heart. One evening, he sat on a quiet heath where the grass swayed in the breeze, and for the first time, he let the weight of his life sink into him. "I have faced death for others," he thought bitterly, "and now no one will face even a moment of discomfort for me." It was then the air seemed to shift, as if the night itself leaned in to listen. From behind the twisted trees stepped a tall man in a long green coat, his boots gleaming in the fading light. But what caught the soldier's breath was not the man's piercing eyes. It was the strange, twisted cloven hoof where his foot should have been. "I know what you seek," the stranger said, his voice like velvet draped over steel. "Gold, comfort, power. I can give you all." The soldier's gaze narrowed. "At what cost?" The man smiled, but it was not a kind smile. "A small test of courage," he said. With a gesture, he beckoned the soldier to turn around. There, a massive bear loomed, its growl deep enough to rattle the ground beneath them. Without hesitation, the soldier lifted his gun and fired. The beast crumpled, silent. "Well done," the man in green purred. "Now, 7 years. 7 years in which you must not wash, shave, cut your hair or nails, nor say a single prayer. You will wear this coat and the skin of this bear upon your back. Sleep only in it. If you die before the 7 years pass, your soul is mine. But if you endure, you will be free and rich beyond measure." The soldier's eyes drifted to the bear's lifeless body, then back to the stranger's dark gaze. Death he had met before. This bargain might be easier. "I'll do it." The coat slipped over his shoulders, warm and heavy, and instantly his pockets filled with coins that never ran out. The bearskin settled like a shadow on his back, and just like that, the man in green vanished into the wind. At first, wealth was a strange sort of joy. He bought food for himself, gave gold to the poor, and wandered freely. But as months turned into years, his hair grew wild and tangled, his nails curled, and his face disappeared under dirt and beard. Mothers pulled their children away, doors slammed, people whispered monster when he passed. Still, he gave, coins to beggars, bread for the hungry, shelter where he could find it, and always his quiet plea, "Pray for me, that I may live these 7 years." By the 4th year, he reached a village where even the stables were denied to him, until he let a heavy purse of gold clink into the innkeeper's palm. "You may stay," the man muttered, "but keep out of sight." That night, as the wind rattled the shutters, he heard quiet sobs from the other side of a thin wall. He knocked gently and stepped inside. An old man sat hunched, his hands trembling. "I am ruined," he whispered. "My daughters and I will starve. I owe more than I can pay, and tomorrow I'll be thrown into prison." The soldier, now called Bearskin by those who feared him, knelt before the man. "I can help." Gold flowed from his endless pockets to settle the debt, and a full purse besides into the man's hands. The old man's eyes filled with tears. "You have saved us. Please, come to my home. I have 3 daughters. Surely one would marry a man with such a heart." Hope stirred in Bearskin's chest. Perhaps someone might see beyond the dirt and fur. At the house, the eldest daughter took one look and screamed. The second wrinkled her nose. Better a bear in uniform than this beast. But the youngest, she did not flinch. Her eyes were steady, warm. You saved my father, she said softly. If he promised you a bride, then I will keep that promise. Bearskin broke a ring in two, giving her one half. In 3 years, he told her, I will return, if I live. If not, then I am gone forever. Will you wait? She nodded, her fingers closing around the ring, and from that day she wore black as if in mourning for him. Her sisters mocked, but she only smiled faintly and held her promise close. The years turned slowly. Bearskin wandered, giving and helping, bearing the stares and the shunning, until at last the 7th year's final day arrived. He returned to the heath, where the wind howled through the grass, and there, waiting, was the man in green. Time's up, the devil said. I've kept my end, Bearskin replied. Now free me. Reluctantly, the devil washed him, shaved him, cut his hair, trimmed his nails. When it was done, the soldier saw his reflection in a pool of water and hardly knew himself. The filth was gone. His face was strong, handsome. He was whole. Clothed in a velvet coat, gold in his pocket, he rode in a carriage drawn by white horses to the old man's home. No one recognized him. The 2 elder sisters fluttered at his side, eager to win the fine stranger's favor. The youngest sat quiet, eyes cast down. Would you give me one of your daughters to wed? He asked the father. The elder 2 rushed to change into their finest gowns. When they were gone, Bearskin dropped his half of the ring into a glass of wine and slid it toward the youngest. She drank, found the ring, and gasped. From around her neck, she pulled the other half. They fit together perfectly. I am your bridegroom, he said gently. I was Bearskin. By God's grace, I am free. Tears brightened her eyes, and her smile lit the room like sunrise. She rose, and he drew her into his arms. The sisters returned, saw the truth, and their envy twisted into darkness. One fled to the well and never returned. The other ran into the forest and was lost. That night, a knock came. Bearskin opened the door to find the devil standing there, grinning. You kept your soul, he said, but I still got 2 others. With a flicker of green, he was gone. The soldier who had once been cast aside now held his bride's hand, knowing at last that kindness, even buried under years of hardship, shines through in the end. Because true hearts are never forgotten, and love always finds its way home. Like, comment, and subscribe for more magical tales. And don't forget to press the bell so stories of courage and kindness always reach you.